Hello! Today, we're going to make a secret code maker called a Substitution Cipher in Scratch to help you write secret messages. I'm going to work backwards a little bit and show you the final product first to help you get an understanding of what we're going to be making. This is a substitution cipher. With the help of this device, we can scramble words into a secret code. The cipher is made of two wheels, the outer wheel with a complete alphabet that stays still, and the inner wheel with a complete alphabet that spins. The alphabets are perfectly aligned right now, so if we were to use it to spell a secret word, it would still be in plain English. But if I click Shift 3 times, 1, 2, 3, you can see that the alphabets are no longer aligned. I'm going to show you how to use this to spell the word Flavortown in a secret code. First, we're going to find the letter F on the outer ring. And then we're going to write down the letter on the inner ring. Here you can see that's C. The next letter L, we have to find that on the outer ring, becomes I. A becomes X. V becomes S. O becomes L. R is O. T is Q. O is L. W is T. And N becomes K. That's how you spell Flavortown in a secret code. So now that you know what this does and how to use it, we're going to start coding. Alright, here we are in Scratch. We have the cipher set up with some buttons and a counter. But as you can see, there is no code attached to anything yet. What we want to do is when we click Shift +1, we want the inner wheel to spin exactly one letter. So step 1, we got to make that wheel spin. First, we're going to go to Events, making sure that our Shift button is selected. We're going to select when the sprite is clicked, because we want the cipher to react to a click. When the sprite is clicked, still in Events, we're going to drag Broadcast Message. We're going to make a new message that says Spin. So, when we click Shift, it's going to broadcast spin. Now, we need the inner wheel to listen for that broadcast. So, still in Events, when I receive spin, we're going to go up to Motion and select Turn 15 degrees. Now, 15 degrees isn't the number that we need, and we're going to need to do a little bit of math to figure out the exact number. To do that, we need to take 360, the degrees in a circle, and divide it by 26, the number of letters in the alphabet. And that gives us 13.846. And that number goes on for a while. But the important thing is that we have 13.846. And now, when we hit Shift +1, our inner ring rotates exactly one letter. Step 2 is count the number of shifts. We need to make sure that we have Shift clicked, selected, and we see our code. We're going to go to Variables and drag Change Shift by 1 to the bottom of our code. And now, when we click Shift, the number in the orange box will go up, but it will go up as many times as we click it. And I want to set it back to 0 when the alphabets line up, so that it's always consistent. Every time we go around, A on A is 0, and B on A is 1, so on. To do this, we're going to click Control and drag the if then alligator to the bottom of our code. Then we're going to go to operators, and we see a greater than, a less than, and an equal to. We're going to grab the one that is equal to and drag it between the words if and then. We're then going to go to variables, drag shift into the first bubble, and we're going to change the second bubble to 26. And lastly, we are going to drag set shift to 0 inside the alligator's mouth. And now, let's give that a try. When A gets to Z, it's 25, and when A gets to A, it goes back to 0. This last step is pretty easy and also kind of optional. Since we're not making a clicker game, and that was a lot of clicking to get all the way around and back again, I went an easy way to set the cipher back to 0, just in case we accidentally pass a letter. We're not going all the way around more than once. Step 3, make sure we can reset our cipher. First, we're going to click reset. Make sure that we have the sprite reset selected. We're going to go to events. When the sprite is clicked, we're going to go to variables, set shift to 0, so that way when we click reset, our number goes to 0. And we're going to go to events again and broadcast spin. We're going to click the drop down and make a new message. This one is going to be reset. Now we're going to click the inner wheel, and we're still in events. When I receive reset, we're going to go to motion, and we're going to look for point in direction 90. And that will set the inner wheel back to 90 degrees, which is the default position. Now we can click shift 10 times, decide we don't like this one, click reset, and everything goes back to 0. A lines up with A, and our counter goes to 0. That's all I've got for you today. So, thank you. Or, if we translate that into a shift of 3, Quack's Cup.